Yo, 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 what's going on with it, y'all? This is ZQ the Rebel. Hey, thanks for tuning in. We're going to talk about something that needs to be talked about today. We're going to talk about men's mental health. Men's mental health, is it serious or not? I mean, really, it depends on who you ask. It depends on who you ask. A lot of people in this world don't take men's mental health seriously. And when I mean men's mental health, I'm talking about blacks, Hispanics, and natives. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the so-called minorities, the so-called minority group. Our mental health has been downplayed for a long time. It's been downplayed. And why has it been downplayed? I mean, you can kind of say that it's being downplayed because why would anybody want a black Hispanic or Native man to be in a right state of mind? Why would they want you to be strong? Why would they want you to be why they want you to think clear? I mean, it's tons of reasons, but we're going to talk about it today. Men's mental health is a very serious topic. Now, look, I'm just talking about the men right now. All of our mental health is very serious. Even women too, blacks, Hispanics, and Native women too. You know, their mental health is very it's just as serious as the men. But I'm talking about the men right now because there's no light really being shined on our mental health issues. I see it all the time. See it all the time. I work at a hospital. I do public safety at a hospital. And this is just from my own experience, from my own eyes. No, this is not even telling all the ones that they come up to me and start talking to me about whatever issues that's going on outside or who they know. I see men coming in all the time check into the suicide check in for an SI patient. In the hospital terms, SI stands for suicide. They're thinking about hurting themselves. They're thinking about hurting others. And then some of these hospitals act like they're very concerning about the men's health, the men's mental health. So what they do is they'll check him in as an SI patient. They'll get seen by a triage nurse, um, and then they'll call us public safety to escort the individual to the back so they can get into a room. It's a little safety room. It's not too many things in it. It's a bed. Um, I mean, there's no way they can hurt themselves in this room. Um, they go in and then they're being watched by like another nurse. So the nurse is keeping an eye on them the whole time while they're in this room, right? And they talk to a behavior specialist, but they don't really do nothing for them. Um, Sometimes they be asking for something to eat, and they don't give them nothing to eat. Even simple things like asking for some water. Me personally, I'm a black man. I understand the plight of another black, Hispanic, or Native Indian man. So what I'm gonna do if it's in my power, I'm gonna help him. I'm gonna help him as much as possible, which is why I'm talking about it today because it's a very serious matter. It's a very serious matter to me. And then they see a behavior specialist, and then maybe an hour later they kick him out back on the streets. Problem's not even solved. Problem's not even solved, and then guess what? They go out there and they end up hurting themselves. They go out there, they might end up hurting somebody else. Um, who knows? Sometimes drugs play a big part of a mental health. You know, we know that to get to the root of a mental health issue, you have to get to the trauma. We have to get to the trauma, and a lot of times the trauma goes back. The trauma goes all the way back. You know, to slavery. I mean, I know we don't want to talk about it because right now in this day and age, oh, slavery is a long time ago. But with people that has not been enslaved, they like to say this, but they don't understand that someone being in slavery, their ancestors being in slavery, you still feel the effects of that slavery. You still feel the after effects of that. You still suffer from that PTSD. You still suffer from the mental illness. You still suffer from the way of thinking or how they used to think back then. There's books that's being written about it. There's studies that show this. The information is out there. All you have to do is go read it. The only way our mental health is going to be top priority is if we make it a top priority. And I'm talking about amongst blacks, Hispanics, and natives. We have to make this issue a top priority. Now, like I said before in the beginning of this video, all of our mental health, men and women, all of our mental health, are serious. But right now, I'm talking to the men because there's really no outlet for us. They say there is, but it's really not. They say there is, but it's really not. There's really no outlet. We're suffering in silence. I see the look on their faces in these hospitals when a black man or a Hispanic man having a mental breakdown. They check in to be a suicide patient, and to look at these white nurses and these white doctors, they treat them the bare minimum and they send them on their way. And I've watched white patients, white men come in here and check in for suicide, white women, and they get the utmost help. They get better quality help. Even if they come in on drugs, all cracked out, all on coke, all on heroin, you name it, they still get the better quality of patients than a Hispanic man coming in that's clear minded, but he's going through rough times and he's losing it. He's losing it. But there's no help for him. Got a black man that's coming in. He's homeless. He's homeless. He's trying to fight it. He's struggling every single day. I talked to a brother that's homeless, right? He's homeless, but he's a single father taking care of his daughter. Do you understand how much stress? You understand how much pressure for a man to try to get it every day. We're being taught that we got to pull up, our bootstrings, man, and just get to work. We go out there and we try to make it happen. We try to do it as much as we can. We don't want it to all collapse on our head. We have our families. We try to take care of our families, but we try to go at 110%. Hell, some of us is going 200% without stopping, without taking a break. Because once you know, if you try to take a break or take a rest, everything's going to fall apart. We're one paycheck, two paychecks away from having a mental health breakdown, a mental health crisis. We're men, that's true. We could take a lot of pressure. We could take a lot of pain. But at what point of that pressure and that pain do we just keep holding it up? And I see it all the time. Brothers come in and they collapse. Hell, I mean, I'm talking to them. They start crying. Hell, I'm trying to fight myself from having tears, man, because, man, I'm in a hospital in a rough neighborhood. You got a lot of people, other brothers and sisters around and whatnot. You know, it's a tough neighborhood, but man, I feel him. Feel the plight. I feel it because I imagine him being me. If it wasn't for the ISUPK under Commander General Hunter, a lot of us, you know what I'm saying, would have, who knows, would have went insane because of the pressures of this world, the pressures that's put on a black and Hispanic and Native Indian man. It's tough, and it don't get talked about. It don't get talked about. Yeah, it don't get talked about. Let me say shout out to Diasol. She makes the best sea moss herbs. Try out the parasite killer, pure. She got simplicities, tropical seed, different kind of flavors of sea moss. Check the page. Go to Diasol, Diasol on Facebook. But yes, this is a very serious matter. A very serious matter that we need to talk about. You know what I'm saying? And hell, therapy is good. Talking to somebody is good. All right, so I'm on this website right here. This is called moderninsighttherapy.com. This is talking about the statistics for black mental health. A black man, and by I mean black, we talk, you know what I mean. I'm talking about blacks, Hispanics, and natives. All right, it says for generations, black men have been expected to hold it all together, be strong, be silent, be unshakable. But the truth is, mental health doesn't care about stereotypes. And the silence around black men's health, mental health, it's costing lives. Yeah, yeah. Like it'll take a lot for a black and Hispanic man to do something to themselves. We usually just fight through the pressure. We've been fighting through the pressure for 400 years. 400 years we've been fighting the pressure. All right. It says let's break it down. Black male mental health statistics tell a story of underreporting, stigma, and systematic barriers. Like I said before, that's systematic barriers. You know, you got the black Hispanic person going to the hospital, checking in as an SI patient, a patient that's on suicide watch. It's thinking about hurting themselves. It's thinking about hurting somebody else. But because of that systematic barrier, systematic racism, they don't get the same quality care as a white male or a white female that's on drugs, that's cracked out, on heroin, overdosing on heroin. They get better quality of care. Black people, we just black men, we just get seen by the doctor. You okay? You feel like you want to hurt yourself? Oh, all right. Well, we don't think there's nothing wrong with him. He's not, and then throw him out on the street. What percentage of black men suffer from mental health? According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, around 18.6 of black adults experience mental illness. That's over 7 million people. And black men make up a significant portion of that number. Why does the black man make up that significant portion of the number? Because a lot of times, for black women, Hispanic women, the help is there. The help is there. When a black woman, Hispanic woman, or Native woman life is falling apart, they got the help. They got the shelters. They going homeless. They got the shelters where her and her kids can go, and then they got programs where they could put her up in their own place. They get the welfare. They get the Section 8. They get all of these government assistance. They get the funding. But for a black or Hispanic or Native man, get a job. Get a job. But don't you realize that I've been working? Don't you realize that I've been working for 14, 15, 16 years straight trying to hold it all together? Trying to hold it all together. Or maybe the statistics, because we know we all born with PTSD. We got the cops on us. We got everybody on us. Everybody is gunning for us, waiting for our downfall. We in the hood. We in the hood. Okay. A little bit of technical difficulties. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 2 seconds. All right. All right, y'all. We back. A little bit of technical difficulties. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. I'm a little slowed, but we're going to keep it going because this is important. This is important. Just got to get out there. Black men's health. All right, mental health. Now, it says according to the U.S. Department of Health and Service and Human Services, around 18.6% of black adults experience mental health illness. That's over 7 million people. And black men make up a significant portion of that number. Because, like I said before, because the help is out there for women, for black women and Hispanic and Native women. The help is out there. They can rely on the government. They can rely on the welfare. They can rely on the SNAP benefits. They can rely on the Section 8. They get the government funding. It's all types of programs to help mothers with children, single mothers with children. But on the flip side, when it's coming to men, there's no help out there really. If a man is homeless, you either gotta find a shelter, and the shelter don't have no programs where they could put you in give you a job, get you employment training, job training, or put you in a better position where you can start working, building yourself back up. It says, but here's the issue. Black men are far less likely to report symptoms or seek help. Now that's a problem that we gotta fix amongst ourselves. A lot of us, because we're so tough and we want to try to fix it on ourselves, we don't ask for help. We don't really go and seek help. We try to find solutions to fix our problems. Because again, the world wants us to pull ourselves by the bootstrap, go get a job, and just do it. It's really no sympathy for us. It's no sympathy. All right. It says so the actual percentage is likely much higher. Data shows that less than 30% of black men with mental issues receive care. Less than 30%. That's a very low number. Compared to 40% of white men. That's about half. The pain is real, even when it's invisible. The mental health challenges black men face. Black men face mental health struggles shaped by racial trauma. Every day we go outside these doors. You go outside the doors of your house, you're bound to experience some type of racial situation, whether it's in at your job, whether it's by the police, whether it's just walking on the street. You go into a restaurant. Um, we go out there and experience racial trauma every single day, everywhere. It's around us, and we got to cope with that. Compared to 40%. Hold on. Okay, so racial trauma, generational stress, generational stress. We're packing on the stress from previous generations. From previous generations, we have to carry that on our back. And cultural expectations. The culture is toxic. I'm gonna tell you right now, this whole culture we have, this whole rap culture, um, you know, shoot 'em up, bang bang. I'm gonna take a nigga B. Um, you know, this is toxic, and a lot of us is trying to live that life when we know that life doesn't go. That life doesn't go nowhere. You're living in a cycle of life and death. You're trying to keep up with everybody. You're trying to stay in the trend. All right. Depression. We're depressed. Yes, even though sometimes we might not show it, we're depressed. We are depressed. That's an understatement. We're dealing with depression from all the previous things that was named: racial trauma, generational stress, cultural expectations, and hell, we dealing with the pressures of our family, anxiety. We're always anxious. We're thinking about, we like to think about 30 months from now. Well, I'm over exaggerating that. We like to think a month from now instead of thinking about today, and just leave the struggles for tomorrow. Leave it for tomorrow. We'll deal with it when tomorrow comes. We like to take that stress today. PTSD. PTSD, that's generational. We're dealing from the PTSD that we received from slavery. From slavery, man. It says, and chronic stress are common, yet often overlooked or misdiagnosed. Instead of seeking support, black men learn to suppress their emotions. We suppress our emotions all the time. We don't say nothing, which is why we don't go seek help. We don't, you know, go to therapy, which therapy is excellent. Therapy is excellent for you. You got baggage, packed on baggage and stress and anxiety and PTSD and stress and you know It's good to talk to somebody about it. This is why in the ISCP Canada Commander Journey Hunter, we have therapists. We have men that you can talk to and compact and uncompact the trauma that you went through. Because we know through all the mental health issues, it's a deep rooted trauma that needs to come to the surface. It needs to be talked about in order for you to move forward. All right. It says we learn to suppress our emotions, fearing judgment or rejection. You know what I'm saying? We have to be strong 24/7. And sometimes we fear talking about mental health because we scared what other people might think. We scared what other people might think. You have to keep up the facade like I'm tough. I'm tough, I'm cool, ain't nothing gonna get me down. When that's a horrible way to think. All right, let's keep going. It says, and when they do ask for help, they may be met with misunderstanding or providers who lack cultural awareness. This is what I was saying when I'm looking in the hospital, it's an extreme lack of cultural awareness. They don't understand us, which is why we need to have people in place that's our own that understands us, that understands the struggle, that understand what it means to be black, Hispanic, or Native in America. People that we can relate to, people we could talk about the trauma with. You're sitting there talking about your trauma with a white man. He don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Excuse my French. He don't know what the hell you're talking about. You're talking in Spanglish to him because he don't live that life. He ain't never had to, you know what I'm saying, you know, uh, uh, get judged by, what you look like. He ain't have to experience racial trauma. He don't have that generational stress. He don't have that cultural expectation. He don't have that PTSD that's stemming from slavery. He's not dealing with these things, which is why we need to have people that look like us, that think like us, and that understands us to be in these positions to be able to talk to us and unpack this trauma. All right? And when they do ask for help, they may be met with misunderstanding or providers who lack cultural awareness. Let's go down some more. What is the stigma of mental health in black men? The stigma is deeply rooted in messages like man up. How many of y'all, let me ask y'all a question. And I'm talking to the fellas. I'm talking to my brothers out there, blacks, Hispanics, and natives. How many times, when you're going through a situation or tough times, how many times have they told you to man up? In your head, you're like, damn, I'm already manning up. And the next one is pray about it. Pray about it. You're going to hear that. If for you men that's Christians, y'all going to hear that from y'all Christian pastors all the time. Pray about it. And then therapy is for broken people. First of all, we need to take the stigma out of the black, Hispanic, and Native community. Therapy is not for broken people. Therapy is for people who wants to get fixed. But make no mistake, who you get therapy from matters. Who you receive the therapy from matters. If you can, try to get therapy from another fellow black, Hispanic, or Native. Men, try to get it from the men, not a woman, but try to get from a man. Someone that a man can really understand you and get on that level with you. It says for generations, black men have been told to stay strong, not speak up, and never show weakness. The result, emotional isolation. Sometimes you want to know why a lot of us is antisocial. You want to know why a lot of us are antisocial? Because we're packing on shit, and we're just packing on shit. We're packing on stuff. You know what I'm saying? And we're trying to sort through all the mess. And you got disorders. You got like antisocial disorder. You got I've seen brothers and sisters go through psychosis. You know what I'm saying? It just supreme trauma, severe trauma. Okay, suppressed trauma. Something could have happened to you when you was younger. You know what I'm saying? Molestation or sexual assaults or anything, abuse. You know what I'm saying? Anything from like growing up, you experience these traumas and you try to keep it to yourself and hold it in. But that's the worst thing you could do. When you hold them type of traumas in, you're going to end up breaking like a bottle eventually, over time. Because all you're doing, imagine you have an empty glass bottle. Just picture this for me. You have an empty glass bottle. Something happened to you and you suppress the trauma where you just filling it up, filling it up. Some more things happen to you. You just filling it up, filling the glass bottle up some more. It's all the way to the top, and you just constantly packing more trauma, packing more trauma. You trying to suppress this trauma, and what happens eventually? The glass breaks. The glass breaks. Okay, let's keep going. It says, and untreated mental health issues. We have a lot of mental health issues in the community. We need to fix it. We need to solve it. We need to come together. All right? It says the stigma is reinforced by cultural beliefs about masculinity, mistrust in medical and mental health systems. We hate going to the doctors. Lack of black male therapists or culturally competent care. I said this earlier. I said this earlier. It says lack of black male therapists, black, Hispanic, or Native male therapists, or culturally competent care. The only way that we're going to unpack all this trauma and get fixed is to be fixed by somebody that understands what you're going through. Someone that looks like you, that talks like you, that thinks like you, that knows what it's like to be you every single day here in America. And for you brothers and sisters out there, man, the help is there. We have, like I said before, the ISUPK and the Commander Journey Hana. Excellent. It's an excellent resource that y'all need to use. We have men that went through the same thing and will guide you to unpack your traumas. Okay? It says, but silent isn't strength, healing is. What race has the highest mental health rate? Statistically, multiracial and indigenous communities report the highest rates of mental illness. Multiracial adults, 33.9%. American Indian, Alaska Native adults, 26.6%. White adults, 24.4%. Black adults, 18.6%. But you see here, where you see American Indian, them brothers out there, they going through hell too on those reservations. You know what I'm saying? They going through hell and high water, and they need help too. This is what I'm saying. Everything I'm saying, I'm aiming towards black, Hispanic, and natives. All right? It says, but the numbers don't tell the full story. Black men's struggles are often underreported due to stigma and access barriers. Just because fewer black men are in therapy doesn't mean fewer are struggling. How mental illness look different in black men? Mental illness doesn't always show up as sadness or tears. For black men, it might look like irritability or sudden anger. Don't they always say that we're angry all the time? We're angry because we're suffering in America and no one gives a damn. We're angry because we're the last hired, we're the first fired. We're angry because our women didn't left us. You know what I'm saying? We're angry because our women didn't put us on child support. We're angry because we're trying our best. We can't find a job to take care of our families. It's so much to unpack. It's so much. You know what I'm saying? I understand when I'm at the job and I see a black Hispanic man or Native man come in, and off the back I know they angry. I try to give them some words of encouragement, man. It's cool, man. Look, keep your head up. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be cool, man. Let's fight this. If you want to talk, I'm here. All right. Overworking or withdrawing. Overworking. We over there trying to take care of our families. We working 60 to 80 hours a week. Because, like I said before in the beginning, we're one paycheck away from having a rough patch, a rough time in our life. All right? Chronic fatigue or physical aches. Like, man, like we're going to, like a lot of us is going to these jobs where it's physically demanding. Imagine you waking up and your body sore, going into this physical demanding job, body sore, coming home you're physically sore. After you got the shower, you lay in the bed, you're physically sore. Like, and it's a routine like this every day. That's depressing. It feels like that's what we're here for. That's all we're here for is just to work and get a paycheck and take care of our family. Like we're just, what they say, we're just providers. We're nothing else but providers. We're supposed to work until we're dead to make sure our families is good, to make sure we're keeping up with the Joneses, to make sure we're what they say. What's that word? Let me get it. Cultural expectations. All right. It says numbing out with substances or screens. And a lot of us go to drugs. I hate that for us, but a lot of us go to drugs because it seems like it's no way out. I want to change my reality, so I want to just get away from my reality, even if it's just for 10 minutes. I'm gonna get high on my mind, or I'm gonna get drunk on my mind because it's something that I'm dealing with, and I don't know how to deal with. So I'm gonna just go to La La Land for 15 minutes. Let me tell you something, man. Drugs and alcohol is not the way. Excessive alcohol is not the way. Drugs and excessive alcohol is not the way to cope with your traumas. It's not the way to cope with your traumas. Okay? Let's go down to this one. What are the statistics on men's mental health overall? 1 in 10 men experience anxiety or depression annually. Men are 4 times more likely than women to die by suicide. Suicide rates among young black men 15 to 24 have doubled over the last 20 years. Most men don't seek help until they're in crisis. That's true. That is all true. Men often express emotional distress through anger, workaholism, or substance use. All right? Therapy representation matters. Therapy is more effective when you feel seen and understood. Okay? And the rest of this, it talks about therapy and how therapy is a strength and not a weakness. But look, that's the thing, man. Like, we have to talk about this. In order for us to overcome this mental health obstacle, we have to talk about it. We have to find solutions. Otherwise, the problem is there. We could try to put a band aid on it, but it's just a band aid. The band aid is just to cover the wound, not to attack the wound and heal it. So, this is why us as the black and Hispanic and Native community got to come together. We got to come together under one banner, and we got to fix this. That's under One West. ISUPK, the Commander Junior Hunter. All right? Hey, I appreciate y'all for sticking around and staying tuned. You know what I'm saying? This Saturday, stay tuned for this Saturday. This Saturday at 4 p.m., I will be talking with this sister. This sister um will be online, voice audio, and she will shed light on mental health or what she went through with mental health and how she's coping with it. I talked to the sister, and she's powerful. She's a powerful sister. She had a rough childhood growing up, rough early years of life to turn everything around, fix her situation, um, get therapy, and definitely, you know what I'm saying, she could be an example for other sisters. All right? But let's talk about this mental health. The mental health is a problem in the black and Hispanic and Native community that needs to be addressed, and we're addressing it. All right, appreciate y'all for tuning in. This is ZQ the Rebel. Don't forget to check out Dire Soul LLC. You can go to the Facebook page, check out the new Parasite Killer that she made, the sea moss natural handcrafted soaps, everything. Everything is natural. All right, hair oil, beard oil, you name it, it's coming. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Like and share. Please, let's share. Mental health is very important. Share this video and let's get our community back together. And let's talk about this, okay? Appreciate y'all.